think sharing good practice, definitely for me, and maybe see.
What do you mean by that?
As in, you know, I expected to see something from his lesson, which I did, that I thought, I'm going to try that.
We kind of, not
Casual.
we
Casual.
caught up with each other
Yeah.
every 5 minutes. This day,
Yeah.
now this day,
Yeah,
I'm
according
going
to
to do
work
this,
school.
I'm going to do this. So it was just whenever we could catch each other. So Hannah did hers on differentiation, and it was working in groups.
Right.
So hers was working in groups, and they were doing the tasks in parts in order to build up to a bigger picture. And you'd mix the groups, haven't you, according to mixed ability. And so I was seeing how that worked in her lesson, and the use of music, and it was brilliant. And it was like, I want to be an art teacher.
It's fun.
And then so I did differentiation, but it was much different. And this is what I thought was good about it. Whereas hers was very, let's move around in the classroom and let's work as a group. Mine was, you're sitting in pairs, there's 5 questions on the board.
So what was your focus? Which differentiation?
So differentiating through questioning and debate, and
I did placemats.
and getting girls to getting more of the higher achievers. Just in terms of wording, include that or quote that. Just slipping in a little bit of challenging tasks for them to without making it overtly obvious that they were doing anything extra.
One thing in particular that I would take from his lesson was, because it was her positioning within the classroom when she was questioning. First impressions when I went into the history classroom, I was like, this is tiny, this is like a horrible little room. And then I was really impressed by her displays, and then I realised the class was a little bit smaller, so it made sense that it was okay to be a slightly smaller room. And then when she got going and the debate was happening and she was questioning, she positioned herself amongst them, so sitting with them, which I often do, you know, with sixth form. I will sit with them and work while, you know, paint while they're painting or anything like that, but I never do that at lower school.
What about you, Fumi? Is there anything in Hannah's
Do you
lesson?
know, it's exactly the same. When I walked into, I've never been into the art building before at Lower. So when I walked into there, I was like, oh my gosh, look at the space you have. This is so unfair. We had big tables, and they were also, I was like, look at this. And you have colouring pencils. And I went a bit, I went a bit far with all that. But it was just the size and the space that I thought, this is brilliant, you know, because obviously you'll be able to really work with that with the girls. And then I thought the actual task was tied in very neatly with the use of music, because
What do you
Do you remember the name of the artist?
Yeah, Kandinsky.
Yeah, Kandinsky. Yeah. Kandinsky, I'm going to call him that.
No, I said the K.
Yeah.
Kandinsky.
So he's an artist that, I had a year 7 class,
Yeah.
so it was very much sort of teaching them really basic colour and shape and heading towards a painting project. And he is an artist who all of his work is inspired by music. So,
So she tied that into the lesson, and it was the pace of the lesson as well. I'm very, get it done, 5 minutes, how long do you want, 10 minutes? And Hannah was just like, take your time. What? And she, instead of giving them timings, you just tell them this is what you need to do. And so they'd work on it, and then you go, okay, got a minute left. Whereas I give my timings at the beginning, you know, you've got 5 minutes, you've got 10 minutes, you know, there's no negotiation in as far as, you know, maybe you haven't finished, or, you know, it's 5 minutes and then we share. Whereas Hannah was much more, they kind of developed, they were going at their own pace, each group were at different stages. But at the end, they all arrived at the same outcome.
And do you think you could apply that to history?
Yeah, I think I could be a bit more. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I let them choose their own timings, but then I manipulate it, and they end up with my timing.
Pick another one.
I'm always tempted to say, can I come into another lesson?
Yeah.
There's
I
nothing.
think it's
another
really
one.
nice to look
Another
at
art
sixth
lesson.
form.
Another one of
Yeah.
her lessons with a different
Yeah.
class, just because it was
I
year
think-
7, so
I think
to
upper
other
school
end,
would be
upper
nice
school.
to do, to see that as well.
But there's not also maybe there's not necessarily another step, you know. Maybe you just do it for your own professional pleasure and enjoy
Yeah,
it.
in which case I'd
Which is
say
valid.
I have got something out of it already. If it were to end here,
Okay.
I would be satisfied with what I've got, but I just always want more.
Doesn't
So
have to
I'm
be
like,
long.
Did you
30 seconds.
participate in peer coaching
Yeah, yeah.
2014? No, why not?
Yeah, similar to that.
would you participate in peer coaching 2015? Have you considered peer coaching? There are many benefits to it. I think the main benefit is that it kind of you step outside of your comfort zone, and it forces you to take a look at or reflect on your teaching practice, the pros as well as maybe some points that could be tweaked or some things that could be dropped completely. It gives you the opportunity to cross-curricular, work with different teachers, different subjects, even looking at the same class, but in a totally different atmosphere.
And please don't look at it as something that you don't have time to do, because we're all here all day, every day. Use your Red Teacher voucher.
Use it.
Use it. It's easy. Take it to Mike. Get cover for what you need, and use that hour to really, really better your practice by working with your buddy.
And it's fun.
It is
It's
fun,
fun.
but you have to
I
choose a good
enjoyed
buddy.
it.
We're off the market. Sorry.
Yeah, we're taken.